Hello, this is Lafayette Faust. My main goal when I created Nevermore Hollows was to write and narrate fun, scary stories that are full of quirky characters who choose to stand against evil. That is where my passion is, and it still remains my main goal. However, as I was trying to find ways to add more content, I came across this idea to interview people who have had real paranormal experiences. I decided to call the series True Tales from Nevermore Hollows, and the first episode was very successful. So I will continue to add this kind of content as much as possible. Also, Nevermore Hollows was born out of my own paranormal experiences. So tonight, I will tell another experience from when I was a teenager driving on a back road in the middle of the night. The sound quality is a little different because I decided it would be fun and spookier if I drove back down the dark road where it happened while telling the story. And as you'll be able to hear, my good friend and Nevermore Hollows art director Chris Goins came along for the ride. With that, I invite you to sit back, turn on a light, and prepare yourself.
Hey, bud.
Yes.
Won't you tell me that story about what happened to you on this road?
Okay. So this is Old Rossville Road. And it's pretty rural still, even today. But I had a strange thing happen to me back in 1985 when this was all still mostly farmland or, not a lot there. So at the time, the story was, how these small towns always have 20 years ago.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So the story was there's a curve on up the road, and it's a very steep curve, and it'll sneak up on you. And the story went that, 15, 20 years earlier, this guy in a hot rod is flying down through here, not paying attention. And just beyond that curve, there's been a car that's ran off in the ditch.
Okay.
At night. And some of his friends are trying to pull him out of that ditch using a chain. They've got it stretched across the road.
Gotcha.
So hot rod guy's not paying attention. He comes screaming around the curve, too late, runs into the chain, decapitates him.
Oh, wow.
That's the story, right? So now we come forward to, it's 1 o'clock in the morning. I've just gotten off work. I'm young,
Mm-hmm.
and I've got a Volkswagen Beetle.
Okay.
And it was sunflower yellow, right?
Awesome.
And I tricked it out, so it didn't look like your flower power Volkswagen Beetle. It had the racing Nerf bars on the front. We tweaked the engine. I had some little racing wheels on the back, right?
Okay.
So I'm flooring it. And, for a Volkswagen Beetle, flooring it's still not fast, but on a curvy road like this, for a teenage boy, right?
Yeah.
So I'm flying down this road. And so I get, I don't know, maybe a third of the way down the road. And it's just dark. There's no houses at the time. It's dark. So on the left of me is just field. On the right of me is just, woods. And I catch a glint of something out of the corner of my left eye, like it's coming from beside the car, a glint of light. So, I'm like, whatever. So I'm just pedal to the metal, dude, right?
Right.
So, and here's the curve that we're coming up on.
Okay, cool.
So a minute later, another flash.
Yeah.
So I slow down. I'm not even at this curve yet. I slow down and I look, and right behind me, about, 6 inches away from the rear wheel,
Yeah.
is a sphere about the size of a baseball, maybe a little smaller.
And what is it giving off light?
It is glowing. And
Okay.
that's what I kept getting out of the corner of my eye, was the glow.
Right.
So I was like, what on earth is this thing?
Yeah.
So I slow down, roll down my window, and I'm looking at it. So I'm going really slow at this point. So I've gone from 60 miles an hour on this road to 20 miles an hour
Uh-huh.
looking at this thing. And right before I get to the curve, it jets off into the field.
Ooh.
Gone. So I speed up a little bit. I'm like, what on earth was that?
Yeah.
So I come around the curve, and there is a car broken down in the center lane.
Oh. Wow. So you think this thing appeared and tried to slow you down because of that?
Well, I mean, it's one of those stories that a lot of people are not going to believe, but it is a true story. It happened to me, and had I not slowed down, there is no way that I would have avoided hitting that car.
Oh, wow. That's impressive.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
So I don't know what it was, whether it was a spirit or whether it was. I mean, that's when I do tell the story, that's what most people think it was some sort of spirit.
Yeah.
That it was trying to get me to slow down so that I did not
have an accident.
Yeah.
Man.
So there you go. That is my story of what happened on this road 40 years ago.
All right. That was a good one.
All right. Thanks.